Poetry holds a unique and indispensable place in human culture. Its significance extends beyond mere artistic expression, touching various aspects of human life, from personal introspection to societal change. A poet, Mrs. Lilian Ario, recently launched a collection of 70 poems titled Petals of Life that speaks against social vices and encourages people. Speaking at the launch of the poem in Lagos, Ario explains that the poem explores themes such as love, loss, joy, sorrow, growth, and reflection. Ario, also the Secretary, Nigeria Association of Women Journalists (NAWOJ) Lagos chapter, speaks on how the collection of poems reflects experiences of life.
The poem is 70 in all, and is divided into 12 sub themes. I have different. There's one on faith. There's one on reflection. The one on reflection, I was actually talking about myself, because there's a particular poem there, I found me. So I found me. It's all about me as a person. Most times we don't know what we want to do, or we don't know what God has assigned us to become, except to look inward. So I found me, it's more like me, being thankful that indeed I found myself in pen. I found myself in writing. Like I said earlier on today, that my pastor, he used to say, you learn to pray by praying. So similarly, I learned to write by writing. So I found myself in poem. I found myself that I could express myself more by writing the things that happen and the things I see around me. So that's what brought about the launch of this book, Petals of Life. So Petals of Life has to do with a lot of things that happens around us. In the poem, there's a particular one that is, are we normal? We see a whole lot of things happening in our society today that is really abnormal. So Are We Normal is a poem that is really talking about those things, trying to bring our mind back to all these things happening. Are they really the norm? Are they things we should be doing? Then we hear of depression, abuse, frustration. I have sub-themes with such titles. There are so many others. Faith, then the motivation aspect, I call it momentum. That one is just to help us to kind of inspire us to be our best. There's one there I know, the treasure within. Most times we go out, we don't seek the treasure within. So everybody has a treasure that is embedded in them. So that one, I'm talking about the treasure in you. You have yours, I have mine. So everybody have this treasure that God has deposited. All you need to do is to find it, to explore, to prayerfully seek what God intends for you, and just simply do it.
In his remark, the President, Nigerian Union of Journalists (NUJ), Dr. Chris Isiguzo, congratulated the poet for a job well done and charged journalists to devote their time to innovative projects, especially in this era of the internet.
I've always canvassed one thing, especially among journalists. Beyond our daily chores, mostly centered on writing stories, reporting issues and developments, we must also devote time to be innovative. If we don't do this, times will come when people will no longer reckon with them. Today we talk about a plethora of issues within the media space. That's why it becomes highly imperative, very, very necessary for us to innovate. And that's exactly what Lilian Ario has done.
The event brought together well-wishers, members of the NUJ, NAWOJ, friends, family, and colleagues to celebrate the author.